Hey guys, welcome back to the Smokestack Diesel channel. Today we've got a 2016 Ram 1500 with a 5.7 Hemi in it. And he said it sounds like it's got an exhaust manifold leak, possibly coming from the passenger side. So we got it in here yesterday afternoon, so we let it cool down. We're gonna go ahead and start it and see what it sounds like, see if we can locate where that leak is. All right, so I took the tire off. I'm gonna pull the inner fender out of it. I heard it running yesterday and I couldn't verify that it was an exhaust leak. It almost sounded lifterish in a way, and it did kind of sound exhaust. It's a pretty good little tick. I've crawled up under it, looked around the light. I can't find any black marks, and it actually looks like the gaskets on it are pretty fresh. So I'm wondering if someone else didn't hear this, went ahead and replaced the gasket thinking that's what it was, and ended up, we still got a tick in it. But either way, so we're going to be taking this off here. There's going to be a bunch of little screws kind of along the way. There'll be a few of them up inside here, and is what we're going to try to do is I cannot see behind this heat shield. So I want to take this heat shield off to make sure we don't have a cracked manifold somewhere where we can't see it. So we're going to go ahead and pop all this off. All right, so I got the heat shield off. It's pretty easy. There's 4 10mm bolts, and they're on the studs on the corners. You can see which ones have it. Looking at this truck, that manifold doesn't have 150,000 miles on it, and the gasket doesn't either. It's pretty clean both ways. So we're gonna go ahead and start it up and listen to it. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a manifold leak. You can kind of see it spitting it out right here. It's pretty tight on there, so and it does quiet up once the engine gets warm. So it might be due to aftermarket headers or manifolds or something like that. But it's definitely got a manifold leak coming in right here. And I went to try to just re-torque the bolts real quick and noticed that the bottom one down here does not want to torque down, so that means more than likely that it is someone's tried to over torque it, aluminum heads, and we might have to do some work on that. So we'll go ahead and let this cool back down and try to get this manifold off. All right, we're gonna go start taking the manifold off. We'll get the this is your ABS sensor. We can get that out of the way. I just unplugged that. We'll tuck it up here so we're not fighting it. It'll be 15mm to take the down pipe off. All right, the other bolts in the manifold, wherever the studs are going to be 13, and then standard bolts on are going to be 10. I don't like the way I felt the one down here. Did not feel good, like it might have been stripped. It just did not feel tight. I went about probably about a quarter turn almost on it maybe, and I could not feel it snugging, and I just left it at that. Yeah. Right there's a piece of the head. So it has been stripped out. So we're going to possibly have to Heli coil. Yeah. Try to figure out what side this is leaking on. Yeah, they all look pretty good, but we can definitely tell, I can tell that one is an issue. So let's look at this. We can see it's definitely leaking right here a little bit. let's look at the gasket on the actual manifold. All right, so here's the manifold. We can see it's darker up in here. That's where I was feeling it coming out at. So let's see if we can separate this from the gasket. And there's our leak. So why are we leaking there? Yeah, we can definitely see the darkness there compared to the other ones. So what we'll do, I've got a sander I can run this on, just lay it down on, a belt sander, and just see if it's true and flat. So what we'll do is we'll just run it on this surface here. I just use this usually on the manifolds. I have it just for my manifolds, just to see how out of true they are. So it looks like our center, we're definitely hitting here, here, and here on our center first. You can tell we haven't really taken anything off on this one, and definitely haven't really taken anything off right here where we're leaking at. So I'm gonna work this a little bit more and try to get this thing leveled out. Okay, we're starting to take off the gasket on this one here, but you can see how nice and shiny this one is. This was our high one right here, so that was pushing it away just a little bit. So we haven't touched much, but a little bit here, and we still got pretty heavy gasket here. So that should have been enough right here on this side to take the gasket, should have taken up the difference so far that I'm seeing. But the issue between the gasket and between the bolt being stripped in the block, not putting the right amount of torque pressure on it, you get two things like that and you might have an issue. So we're just going to keep leveling this off right here until we get a nice clean surface. All right, I've got it ground down pretty good. A lot better than it was. You've seen it still took a little right there to maybe clean it, a little down here, but for the most part it's pretty straight. This is a Dorman part, so it wasn't too straight from the factory, but we're going to go with this here. I've got enough to where the gasket will definitely cover the difference on it. So we're going to work on Heli coil on that broken or stripped out thread. All right, so here's the bolt hole that we've got to fix. I can feel a little bit of thread left in it, but there's a bunch of trash coming out of it. Compared to what I feel into others, it's just not there. So I've got just a piece of wire rod, and I want to stick it in there, and I want to mark how deep it's going to go. Because what I'll do is I'll transfer this mark onto a drill bit. I'll put tape around the drill bit so I know don't go deeper than that. I don't know what's under here. Sometimes you might hit a cooling jacket. You start mixing oil and coolant, oil or coolant start pouring out of here. So you got to be really careful about that. You don't want to go too deep. So we'll go ahead and transfer this to a drill bit, and then go ahead and clean that out, ready for a Heli coil. All right, just to kind of show you what I'm talking about when I say Heli coil, this is what a Heli coil is. So basically, this is what we're going to do is put a new fresh set of threads in it. So you'll drill it out, taps out the bolt size. I need a drill bit of 21/64 to drill it out. So we'll drill it out, and then we'll come back with a larger tap it out, and then you'll come back with this tool. You screw your Heli coil on just like this. It's got a little piece of wire at the end, and it's got a little notch in this piece right here that catches it. So put a little bit of Loctite on it, and you just screw it back in, just like so. And now you have created new threads in the same size threads, and it's a metric 8 by 1.25 that we're going to be putting in there. So not a really big deal. Aluminum, it is a lot easier than the steel heads to drill them into and tap into. So, but you got to be really careful on your torque specs because you'll pull the threads out again. So I'm gonna set up the drill bit and everything, and then we'll head back over. All right, the biggest thing is we want to keep the angle correct. We don't want to be drilling it in like that. So we want to try to keep an eye on that angle. That way we can follow that hole, get the Heli coil in, everything will line up right. And it is tricky in here on these to get them lined up correctly. And on the aluminum ones, it's not too bad because you can kind of let the drill bit follow itself for the most part. Get our tap started. All right, we're going to get some air and kind of blow that hole out, make sure it's good and clean. All right, here's our new thread, our Heli coil, and we're going to put a little bit of, we got some little bit of red Loctite. Not a whole lot, just enough to kind of get on the threads a little bit. Nothing crazy. You don't want it dripping out of there or anything. We're just going to keep twisting it in like so. Now the hole is deeper than the thread, so I like to go about most of the way back. Probably about right there. That should be perfect to grip onto it right there. All right, so, all right, we've got that in. Now I'm just gonna take a little tool just to clean up the surface right here on these faces to put the new gasket in. All right, we can put the new gasket on, kind of just let it hang off the bolts. We got a couple bolts started there. All right, the torque spec on these are 18 foot-pounds. So we're just gonna start in the middle and work our way out with 18 foot-pounds. These are bigger bolts. I just do a little decent little snug on them. Nothing crazy. Make sure we're still kind of where we need to be. All right, now we start it up and see if we get a puffing sound. We'll go ahead and hook up our ABS too. That way we don't get a check engine light on, or an ABS light come on the dash. So I'll hook this back up. All right, let's see if we got it any quieter. Much better. You're not got that ticking, hissing sound out of the exhaust anymore. Everything's good. So we'll go ahead and shut it off. All right, so that's much quieter than it was. I think we had a couple things. The Dorman aftermarket manifold was not very level, so cutting it on the sander kind of helped that still get a little bit leveler, made up to the block there. Between that and between the block, or the bolt being pulled out down here on the bottom, the threads being messed up, I was able to get a full correct torque on it at 18 with that Heli coil job. So only thing we got left to do is heat shield, inner fender, and then we can put everything back together. All right, inner fender's back in, tires back on, started up the truck like you heard, everything runs good. Not too bad of a job, especially if your bolt is not pulled out the threads in the head. That makes it a lot easier if you can just replace the gasket. But as you've seen, especially with the aftermarket manifold, it was way out of level with all the ports hitting directly level on it. So by trimming that down, it really helped it out a lot. So either way, job's done. The customer's on the way to grab the truck. But that's it for this video. I really appreciate you guys for watching my videos. And if you would, like and subscribe to my channel. Try to get some more videos out to you. And other than that, I want to say thank you and have a great day.